the 23rd.
This meeting is being recorded.
So I don't know. I don't know where our other ladies are because they accepted. I didn't send
The
reminders.
I just was texting Phoebe, so
No. Maybe she got distracted.
I mean, she texted me, so I was like, okay.
Okay. So how is your Bright Line week going?
It's going pretty good. I've been kind of focused on exercise this week, so a little bit more than I have with diet and things like that, but no, it's good. I was actually just preparing my meals for tomorrow. And I was like, okay, I got breakfast done, and then I was gonna put lunch in the oven, and then I was gonna make dinner.
Yeah, but
dinner's pretty much made.
The link says, hold on.
Are you looking from your phone? Because I wouldn't do that.
I'm texting Phoebe because she's texting me.
Oh, okay. I was like, if you're
No,
looking
I'm not
at
trying to be reading my phone for no reason.
No, I meant like if you're looking at the dates and stuff on the phone, you might get a different answer, you know, because sometimes you're looking at an old message and it doesn't even tell you.
I don't know what it was telling me. It just was making me crazy. And then Phoebe just said hers was telling her the same, but I said, well, just keep trying to sign in and it should work because that's what I did. I don't know. Oh, gosh. I don't know. It says the host will let you in soon. Well, how come the host is not getting a message that you're trying to get in? What is that? More. Oh my goodness. Admit. This is some weird stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Teams is so much easier. Zoom has its own special problems. Hello.
Yes. Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello there.
We made it.
Come on, Faye. Yeah. Where's your video?
Oh, I'm always like, let's see.
Oh my
let's
goodness.
I should change my video. All this newfangled gadgetry. I can't understand it.
Hello. Well, especially when it tells you crazy stuff, because yeah, I don't know.
Like
Zoom can zoom and drive you crazy. But even though it can drive you crazy, we still made it. We're here. That's awesome.
Yes.
So we're here a little bit late again to talk about our Bright Line eating, how we did this week, what worked, what didn't work. So I'm glad to have everybody here. Hope everybody had a good week. I know that Sarah texted us like, I think like the next day and said, I lost a pound.
Yeah,
I let go of a pound.
But then, yeah, that's
very
right.
good.
But then we said, no, we let go of the pound. So how did the rest of your week go?
So it was interesting. They said don't weigh yourself every day. I generally do weigh myself every day. So I weighed myself every day and it goes up and down, up and down. At the best point, it was 2 pounds lost, but by the end, by today, it was 1 pound. Same 1 pound for the week. It kept on going up and down.
What time of day do you weigh yourself?
first thing in the morning before breakfast.
After that initial pee, you know, you got to get rid of
Yeah,
everything.
all the liquids are gone. Yep. No, that's how I weigh myself every day before even BLE. So
Yeah,
continue the same.
I just weigh myself once a week. So every day is too much. I did weigh myself every day for a while, but then it just started to make me crazy. So then I was like, no, I can't do that.
I think that's what I'm coming to realize is too much, because then you get you're allowing yourself to get anxious over something, you know, you can control what you can control.
That's right. Yeah. What were you saying, Campbell?
Oh, I was saying I only weigh myself when I know there's going to be a good result.
Smart girl.
I'm like, I think I'm looking pretty slim today.
I tell you, my body, I can feel when it's a pound off. I can feel it a pound at a time. It's like, yeah, I got a pound down, and I go and weigh myself, and sure enough, it's like, okay, got this.
Yeah, I know what each kind of weight looks like on me. Like, I can see it in the mirror, so I'm like, okay. But it fluctuates too. Like, it's I found just kind of in studying it a little bit that just hormonally, like, the, you know, right after my period, I'm like at my lowest. You know, and then after, you know, I'm great for like 2 weeks, and then after ovulation, it's all bloating. I'll gain like 5 pounds in bloating. It's great.
Wow.
Sometimes more, but I'm working on it. I've been researching bloating lately, and so exercising more, trying to get it, get everything moving, circulating.
I think you're doing great. So yeah, I don't know if it's driving you nuts weighing every day. I would go to once a week or twice a week, but definitely not every day.
At least for the time being, not every day, maybe every other day or two, till I get a little bit over my compulsion to weigh myself.
Yeah.
And then I have found that the whole process, you have to gently ease yourself into it. Because like Bill, you know, my husband, he has diabetes.
Ooh.
And so at the beginning, when we were little, like I was really sticking to this portion sizes. It's a big change from before. And so he was getting like dizzy and all that. I'm like, oh boy. And like we're walking and he's almost like, he almost like thought that he's going to fall or something. And I'm like, oh my God, you know. Okay.
Is he eating the men's portion? Because the men's get more. Men get more.
I know. Yeah. He used to love munching between meals on nuts a lot. Like a lot.
If he's on medication like insulin, and he's kind
not
of
insulin.
Or just like you know, metformin, whatever, you know, whatever he's on, you know, making a big change can be risky for diabetics. It's good to kind of have the doctor kind of on call, just because they've proven that these diets, like through research, can pretty much change a diabetic's health like within a week. And so like if you're on medications that are already lowering your, you know, your blood sugar, then it can really dip low if you're not eating things that are super processed. So that makes sense, you know.
No, I mean, we told our doctor that we are starting this diet. So I think at this moment in time, for us to cut the sugar and the you know, flour thing, it's such a big change. So then the next step is incrementally decreasing. So his blood sugar can adjust along the way.
Normalize. Yeah, that's very smart. Very smart.
Yeah, take it by steps. Hey, Farrah, pull your screen down a little bit because we're only seeing part of your face. There you go. Now we
Okay,
can
is that
see.
better? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good thing. But it's also good that like recognizing things and then, you know, adjusting as you're going, because even everybody's body is completely different. So, you know, what works for one doesn't work for another, and you just have to tweak it along the way, you know. So, but that's good. And if he's staying in close contact with his physician, you know, that's a good thing, because as he's like going down, they might have to, I would suspect they'll have to adjust his medications.
Meds, yeah.
Campbell is was in pharmacy and also is a nutritionist, so we got some good give us some good information here. That's why she knows medication names, because she's the one that makes them.
I've made many. It's true. That is true.
So
Yeah,
that's
just
pretty
got my
cool.
life
So
new
what,
this week.
Farrah, what did you think was like the most difficult thing that this week happened, like in your eating
To
plan?
be honest, I didn't have problem not eating sugar. I was shocked that I was not having a problem not eating sugar. And yeah, which is great. Because I've known myself liking sweets, but I guess I don't like it that much. And then
that's how fast the cravings can go away.
Yeah, the bread part, the only reason I miss it, and it's not that I miss it for the taste or anything, it's easy sandwich lunch. Slap things on and move on to the next thing. So it's like you have to think a little more, you know, through, you know, what to put together for lunch or stuff like that.
Well, that's why they made sandwiches, because they were portable and people could take them with them and kind of do what they were doing and still have their meal. It's kind of how they were invented. And now we're kind of like
fast food of the medieval time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So that was the hardest for me, because especially since I am helping. So for your informations, Bill cooks very well. I mean, he's really good. He cooks well. I've learned from him how to cook. So now I cook decent. I have my specialty meals and stuff that I make. Anyhow, but now, you know, like, so we used to like have it so that sometimes he cooked, sometimes I cook. Now for this period, it's like kind of transferred all to me, just so that I organize, which is like, oh my God, I have so much to do. You know? So that's
There's a lot of preparation.
I miss the sandwich bread.
Well, you can substitute the bread, like, and make your sandwich like in big lettuce leaves is one way to do it. And that gives you kind of that sandwich thing, you know, or so in a way. And that's
a way to hold everything together.
Yeah, I've done that at a few of like the family dinners at my boyfriend's house, where it's like, you know, you want to like be there and you don't want to insult the host. And so it's kind of like a quick switch, you know, makes it easy.
Yeah. And then this Sunday, we went to a memorial service, Persian one. And oh my God, like you said, don't insult the host. They are adamant about you eating stuff. So, but I was very good. I didn't eat anything prior to, like, they constantly offer you stuff. I said, no. So I had dinner, but desserts, it was a memorial dessert thing, but I took literally a teaspoon. That's
Good.
Good for
like,
you. Good for you.
So-
I
It's a
know
big
exactly
victory.
what you mean. I had my church. They have like a funny saying where they say, "If we don't eat, we don't meet." You know.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a joke, but it's kind of true at the same time. Where there's always food, and the wives are always kind of like circulating, like, "Oh, can we get you something? We made this thing just for you." And it's like, "I'm sorry. Okay. You don't have to feed me. It's fine. I love you, but no, thank you."
We can put little
So-
labels on ourselves. Don't feed the Laura. Don't feed the Campbell. Don't feed.
Yeah,
Like,
this past
Don't
Sunday,
feed
I
the
was
service person. Don't touch.
like,
Yeah.
I love to eat, but don't feed me.
yeah.
I'll feed myself.
Right.
Don't
Yeah, and
worry
it's-
about it.
It's so true. I mean, it's such a huge part of every culture is food and sharing food and getting together and celebrating. But at some point you have to like take ownership over it and go, no, or like another good thing to say is like, oh, I've already had so much. I'm so full. I couldn't eat another bite, and maybe it's a little white lie or whatever, but that's kind of a way to kind of handle it, but not really get into the details of like, oh, I don't eat that, blah, 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 these sort of things that make us feel bad because we don't want to say that, but you're just kind of, trying to do both.
Yeah.
Do you
Me and my
find
husband
people?
have a strategy where he sacrifices himself, where well, I'll just get in line and look like I'm getting stuff, and I'll just make a small little plate, and then I'll just give it to him when we sit down at the table.
It's nice to have a supportive guy like that.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I think
he's
that's
always
good. Or
there
you
for it.
can,
He likes the excuse of getting extra. So
Well, that's smart, though. That's a nice way of you're feeding him and
yeah.
yeah, I go through the line and get Gary a plate, and then it looks like I've already been through the line.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or
And
ask-
he's very accommodating.
I'm sure.
yeah, and he can, like I said, he's probably a bright line 70%er, so, and he keeps his weight down where, he needs it to be. And if he has a little fluctuation, he just, moves it up to 80% and he's golden.
That's wonderful.
I know. Makes me crazy.
It's like, hey, I have to work really hard and you're doing it like that. Really?
I know. That's exactly what
It's
I
not
said. It's
fair.
like, sleep with one eye open, buddy.
You're gonna
That's
stuff food down your face when you least expect it.
Yeah, because I've been doing this for a long time and I can't budge but a pound. But it's all good. I just like this week it was really good. Or the past week and just feel so much better. Didn't have any bust outs or go crazy. Actually, I'm on a challenge for the next 2 weeks just to go to 2 meals a day, just doing it a little more
wow.
rigorously just for discipline purposes to get myself.
Which meals are you doing?
I'm doing like a brunch, like somewhere around 11:30, 12 at the latest, and then dinner usually by 6. Because I find like I'm not even hungry until I eat. Like as soon as I eat, then I'm hungry.
Right.
So
Yep.
it was easiest for me to just kind of eat at that like 11:30 or 12 and then just have dinner. So,
I'm the opposite. I wake up and I want to eat. But that's kind of my reward for going and working out is I get to eat breakfast afterwards. So it's a system.
yeah, I think I'm going to do it for 2 weeks and then I'll go back to the 3 meals. But I think it's helping me get a little more, get back to my disciplines again. So.
Campbell, what do you do for exercise?
I am a cardio girl. I don't like weightlifting. I am currently, so I stick with it. I'm training for a 5K in September.
Oh,
So
Very good.
I'm kind of alternating between, I have my apartment has like a little fitness center. So I'm alternating between the treadmill and the elliptical.
Well, that's
Trying to
good.
build up.
How long do you exercise?
Right now, just I do 15 minutes of stretching. My hips are unbelievably tight. Like I carry like all my stress in my hips for some reason. And then for another 30 minutes, that's when I work out. And then I walk back to my apartment.
Very good.
But I'm trying to I used to distance run. I used to be able to just run until the treadmill stopped me. But now we're starting from the bottom again, but it's okay.
Yeah, with running, if you don't keep doing it, you can go down, like lose your, you lose it pretty quickly. I remember that from years ago. So Phoebe, what successes did you have this week? Or challenges, whichever, or both?
Well, the challenges are we are trying to get things moved, and I've also been working. So when I go into work, I'll do a quick meal, like the boxed meals that doesn't have the sugar. It meets most of the criteria for Bright Lines. And then when I come home, I'll have what I would have normally had for lunch at dinner time. And that way I don't need to worry about fixing things. It's just a quick and easy. And then when I'm not at work, we've been moving things from Greenville, moving about 4 households out of the garage. Yeah, it's been accumulating for years and years and years. And my house is sold, so I have until September to get everything out. And I'm trying to get everything out by the end of July. So Mike is now officially retired as far as he kind of needs to be. He doesn't need to worry about preparing classes. My husband is a professor at James Madison University, or was. He's retiring as of September 1st. We had our last collection of students. We had 12 students that he and I took to St. Croix for a study. So we did lots of hiking and snorkeling and working in gardens or doing physical labor for the botanical garden there. We did 2 days working from 8 until noon in the heat. And then also planting trees on a small island using pickaxes because it was so dry on this island that it was basically rocks and soil compacted, desiccated completely. So the only way to dig a hole about 10 inches deep was with a pickaxe. And it took about 20 minutes. So we and our 12 students were able to plant 38 trees. But anyway, so I've been doing that kind of work, lifting and hauling and schlepping and sorting and it's work until it's time to stop and eat. So prepping isn't part of the, so, you know, but I've gone from, well, I've lost about a couple of pounds if my dailies are what I think they are. And it's, if I lose it, that's great. And if I don't lose it, I don't care. At this point, I'm tired.
Moving is very hard work, having just done
yes,
that.
you know.
Yeah, I spent 3 days organizing all the things that we schlepped here. So it was a lot of lifting and pushing and moving and putting things back. I have most of my organization pretty good. Got it like little bit more to do. Hope to get that done by the end of the week. So
Very good.
yeah, it's a lot of hard work.
Well, we brought 2 truckloads up of stuff. My eventual daughter-in-law, they're getting married sometime next year, but she came with the babies to help us, and she recently bought a short bed truck. So I had my long bed truck, her short bed truck, and we brought 2 very full truckloads up to the house and then unloaded them, and I proceeded to go through them. Unfortunately, there's a lot of mold because these have been in storage and in a bad area. So a lot of things that I've had forever, I'm throwing away, and it's really hard. But
Mhm.
we just keep going.
Yeah, it is hard throwing things away. It's very hard. But you kind of feel good after you do it. And then you don't really miss them as much as you think you're going to, because you're out of sight, out of mind.
Well, I haven't really used them in 12 years. So it's like, I don't need it. But then you open that little box or that big box and you say, oh, hi, old friend, how are you? Like a yearbook in which my best friend wrote 3 pages worth of and unfortunately I need to throw away the yearbook.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'll take pictures of the letter. I realized, it's fun to look at people, but it's like, do I remember half these people? No.
No.
Too many bonks on the head. I can't remember too many people.
Yeah. So I'd say that, yeah, meal prep that's the one thing you do have to set time, but hopefully you can like do a lot of meal prep, maybe on the weekend or something.
Yeah.
Meal plan and, get things as much. I like to make like bigger batches and then kind of eat the same thing for the week. It doesn't really bother me.
No, I've been eating the same breakfast and lunch for 2 years now. I like it. It tastes good. It's like, I don't need to think about it. This works. Yay.
I've been eating a spinach salad for probably 5-6 years now for lunch. I almost never deviate from that. So
I did buy the book, the cookbook.
Oh,
and the resume, but that's going to take a while to read, but the cookbook.
Has that helped you?
Yeah, it helped me with the breakfast ideas. So I got a little bit the variety I wanted so that I don't feel like I'm opposite you. I cannot 2 days or let's put it this, 3 days in a row, I cannot eat the same thing. I get bored. That's one of my problems. I get bored really quickly. So I have to change, like at least I could like do 2 meals of the same thing, but by the 3rd time, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
You can still eat it even if you don't enjoy it. But it is, like if you find enough things that you like, you can rotate them around or just decide.
But that's what I am doing is like, so the cottage cheese versus doing the cereal versus eggs, those.
Yeah. I kind of more went on what kept me full the longest. That's why, whatever keeps me full the longest, like between the eggs and stuff, it's usually eggs or oatmeal. Cottage cheese wasn't as satisfying eating it. Like I think I could eat it faster because it doesn't really require that much chewing and stuff. So didn't really do the cottage cheese very often. Just for that reason, but that was just me. So Campbell, you look like you're gonna say something.
Oh, I was gonna say I kind of go through phases where I'll do like 6 months, all I really want to eat is like Indian food, so like curry and all sorts of stuff like that. Or, then I'll go through another 6 months where all I want to eat is, right now I'm on a Mediterranean kick. All I want to eat is like Mediterranean food, which I don't know. It might be a forever kind of thing for me, but we'll see. I'm only 3 months in. We'll see how it goes at the 6 month point. But I'm kind of I'm kind of with you on the, I can get a little bored. So I really enjoy cooking though. So I kind of just pull out whatever, I just go to the grocery store and have fun. I'm like, ooh, that vegetable looks weird. Let's grab that,
But what I enjoyed with this is that it makes you think creatively about the ingredients that you can eat, how you can make it work for you. So I thought that because my husband is actually surprised by it, he's like, wow, this tastes good.
Oh, good.
Did you
I
expect to
haven't
eat
had a
dirt?
bad meal yet. Like every meal is amazing. It's bountiful. It's colorful.
It is.
It tastes delicious. And then as your taste buds really get cleaned up, the food is going to taste even that much more amazing. And you just and that I think that's part of the draw of it. It's just like, first of all, I get to eat so much. Like I never even used to eat really that much. And now, and the colors and the variety, I'm just amazed by it. So I think even when I did go off, it's like, no, it's so much better to be on the bright lines than to be off of them. So glad to be fully back into my bright lines. And I encourage like watching like the vlogs that she does, I think that's really helpful if you try to watch like at least one a day. That just gives you a lot of information and encouragement to stick with it. And then of course they do have the online community, but I don't do that as much because I have so many other things to do. So, but I do try to dabble in that a little bit. So good old Zoom is saying I'm restricted to 40 minutes, which I shouldn't be. So I don't know if we could just.
What happens if you go on longer after 40 minutes?
I don't know if it's just going to cut us off because I already upgraded to a pro. So I should already have that.
My brother would do Zoom sessions where it said 40 minutes and we just kept talking and it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. We'll just keep talking.
Yeah.
And if we get cut off, and we'll say
If
our
we get
goodbyes
cut off,
and then
that's
keep talking
why.
and we'll have a good time.
Because it did give me the warning, but it shouldn't because I already paid for the upgrade. So
Exactly.
it shouldn't do that. But in case it's mean tonight, we'll know why. So, Campbell, what was your favorite food that you ate this week?
Me, Adam, who is my boyfriend, and his parents went to a local cherry farm and we picked fresh cherries, like buckets and buckets of cherries. We got so many cherries, but they're so good. They're just so good. I think that was the only challenge this week, was
limiting your cherry intake.
Yeah. I had one little a snack attack where I had 5 extra cherries, but I'm trying to take the advice from Resume and kind of analyze it and not make it into a big deal where, it turns into a week-long binge fest,
Yeah. I don't think 5 extra cherries will hurt you, but I absolutely love cherries. My Nana My Nana had a cherry tree, and when the cherries were getting ripe, my brother and I we got in the tree with baskets and we would pick and then hand down the baskets to my mom and my aunt and my Nana. They'd be in the kitchen making cherry everything, which was wonderful. Cherry pie, cherry jam, cherry pastries. Who knows what else cherry? And then we would be up there eating them like crazy and spitting the seeds at one another.
That's the best part of cherries. Get the good, the wind behind it and get it in the right position. You can make it really sail.
Yeah. So we had, I had some absolutely delicious Jersey cherries. They were big and plump and juicy and they're beautiful. So just love cherries. And what was your favorite meal? That was, I guess, your challenge this week, was not eating a basket full of berries. Campbell.
Yeah, my favorite meal. I've kind of been eating the same thing this week. I'm kind of running low. I'm trying to like study my grocery shopping just because groceries have gotten so expensive with inflation. Inflation. Yeah.
Kind of the same thing.
Inflammation of the money.
But yeah, I've been trying to kind of make my grocery trips more effective. So, use what I have until I don't have a whole lot, So I'm kind of like having some odd meals right now because I have like way more vegetables than I have like protein. So I've been eating a lot of almonds because I have a huge bag of almonds. I'm trying to get rid of all the nuts because I don't think I'm going to be buying them again.
For a while,
So,
anyways.
yeah, and I made a big spaghetti squash dish. I had tonight, probably, I guess, has been my favorite. I had like a salad with roasted carrots in it, and that was really, really good. The spaghetti squash spaghetti was quite good too. I have a big tub of that in my fridge. I just on the weekends I take some time to kind of prepare everything. So usually I have like a big Tupperware of beans and a big Tupperware of just some big like cooked vegetable. And then I'll have probably like a smaller amount of like roasted vegetables, that kind of thing. So I can just pull it out and put things together. And I think the one other good meal was I had that spaghetti squash and then I had it with almonds and some olives. And I love olives right now. And it was really, really good. Really, really good.
How about you, Laura? What was your favorite meal this week?
My favorite meal this week was I made vegetable noodles, zucchini, and then I sauteed that with onions and peppers and Italian seasoning, and then I baked a spaghetti squash and pulled that out and then mixed it all together.